Can I get a moment of your time? Well, all right. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, plus your favorite tunes, straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Straight out the trunk.
Fuck what you heard about me, that's a lie. I got green on my mind, you got green in your eyes. You ain't gotta worry about me, cause I'm fine. Got this drink in my cup with a freak on the side. When you walk into a party, wondering why you getting weird faces. Maybe cause you and your homies all got weird cases. Please stop dropping bullshit, it got our ears aching. It's time to let that boy cook like we see her bacon, pure hate. I ain't here for respect, heard there's money to be made. I'm just here for the check, got the drive right now, yeah I'm steering the best. Don't know much about your life, but I hear it's a mess. Keep rolling, rolling, solid never folding. Shop staying open as the deals keep closing. They ain't see it done like this, I guess I gotta show 'em. Scare 'em off and on the court, yeah I feel like the Rosen. Worked hard for all of this, but I still feel like I'm chosen. In 10th grade, I was freestyle to explosive. Now I'm blowing up, this is time to stay focused. Mama said, don't fix it if it ain't broken. You heard about me, that's a lie. I got green on my mind, you got green in your eyes. You ain't gotta worry about me, cause I'm fine. Got this drink in my cup with a freak on the side. Fuck what you heard about me, that's a lie. You ain't gotta worry about me, cause I'm fine. Yeah, this feel like game 5, walking up to the mound in the bottom of the night. Whatever bottle that you got, that's a bottle that I like. So pour me up some shots till we call it a night. Don't get caught in the hype, that's when things get slippery. Divine Oreo, when it comes to the imagery. You think you got a chance with the champ, are you shitting me? Look at where the rest are and go and learn the history. Got a chip on the shoulder, I ain't talking about the belt. The career need a boost, I ain't gon' be the one to help. They think they beating on me, they just beating on themselves. When I brought up your name, it didn't ring any bells. Why they worry about me, they need to be worried about their health. Man, I'm really all that, like I'm Keenan and I'm Kel. I bring all the smoke, they just bring on theyself. You ain't seen Pretty Gates, man, I see him on the hell. What you heard about me, that's a lie. I got green on my mind, you got green in your eyes. You ain't gotta worry about me, cause I'm fine. Got this drink in my cup with a freak on the side. Fuck what you heard about me, that's a lie. You ain't gotta worry about me, cause I'm fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all heard that? You feel me? That's a lie right there. You feel me? Send Alma got a new EP out right now. Silmar, California's in the motherfucking building. Straight out the trunk radio. It's your boy Bankhead the name. Make sure you follow us. SODTR _ Follow me personally. Bankhead _ the name. Like I said, we got Send Alma in the motherfucking house. Got another dope ass interview with a dope ass artist. Send Dudas out right now, you feel me? You know what that means? Without a doubt. Yeah, hey, you know I'm just letting them know. Bam, bam, boom, boom, boom. What it do, sir? How's it going? Welcome.
Good, man.
Ooh, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, long time coming, you feel me?
Of course.
A couple of years I've known you now since we introduced each other on social media and then introduced each other in some 818 events.
Yes,
So,
sir.
you feel me? Silmar, California's in the house.
818, baby.
You already know, man. Appreciate for pulling up, man.
Of course.
You got this new project out, you feel me? Send Dudas, produced by Red in the Building. You dig?
sir. Shout out to Red.
All tracks produced by Red in the Building. Them well put together project, you know.
Thank you, bro.
Each track has its own identity. You know, you could turn up to a lot of tracks, you know, and you showing off your lyrical ability as well.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I had to make sure, man, because I feel like with a lot of West Coast rap, like they always want to say, "Oh, you guys don't have lyrics or whatever," but I had to make sure I came with it with the bars.
You had the bars, the lyrics, and you got us we could party. We could ride to this to Vegas, to Arizona, to the Bay Area type shit and have a good time, or just to a functional bar.
Exactly.
You feel me? So I like that. I like that, man. So how's people receiving it? Like, what's the feedback off this project? You know, it's only been out a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Can you talk about like what people been telling you about it, like they favorite tracks or?
Oh man, yeah. I'm honestly surprised. Like anytime I put out a song or any type of project, I'm surprised that it gets any feedback. You know, that people are listening to it. But I got a lot of good feedback from this one. People are vibing to really a lot of like the more love songs, lovey-dovey songs. Slide With Me is a fan favorite right now.
Okay.
Shout out to the homegirl Floor. She features on that one. Also, the Plugged In Freestyle with the boy CS Johnny. Shout out to CS Johnny.
Yeah, CS Johnny.
Those are the two that like people are replaying a lot right now. My personal favorite is That's a Lie though.
No, That's a Lie.
Yeah.
Why you would say that's your personal favorite?
I think just
So like did you catch somebody in a lie?
no, I just think like it was one of the last songs I worked on the project, and I didn't think it was gonna work out. Like the beat, it's a hard ass beat, but I didn't think I would be able to pull it off. And like at the last minute, I was able to get it, and it just sticks with people, man. People, that's the one that they're playing as well.
I hear that. You said the first song, people or Floor, the lovey-dovey song.
Yeah.
Since people was talking about that and replaying it, like, do you see yourself going more, not more, but adding more of that to your repertoire, to more of the lovey-dovey songs?
Definitely. I don't know if I would like
Cause that's
consciously
like, cause
do that.
like that right there, that song right there, it reminds me of like R&B, hip hop, bring those two back together. You
Right.
know, like real R&B, not somebody, the artist, the hip hop artist singing,
Right.
but actually having an R&B singer coming in and, you know, contributing to a
Right.
track. So
Yeah, no, she's amazing. We wrote that together, so it's like we really had that chemistry in the studio. So I'll do a million more tracks with her if she's down for it. But yeah, I mean, I would love to, you know, tap more into the R&B side, you know, R&B hip hop side, because I feel like, you know, a lot of the time people see the mash like, oh, this fool's too hard, he's too aggressive. I want to slow it down a little bit, you know, open up the horizons to the audience.
yeah, because the mask does seem very masculine to probably females, and like,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm coming for your head type shit, you know, like
Right.
beast mode. Like, how can you like relate, like transfer that to like smooth player, like softness to the ladies?
Honestly, man, it's just studying like the greats. You know, Big Pun was known as like the lyrical, you know, fucking monster, but he had Still a Player, or Still Not a Player, right? So, you know, and that's a song that's lived on, you know, past his life, unfortunately, but it still gets played on all the clubs. Ladies love it. But he was a big guy who was aggressive on the beat, and he was able to slow it down. So just studying Biggie, who, same thing, lyrical monster, but he has songs like One More Chance. He has songs like Big Papa that, you know, the ladies love to this day. So
No, that's facts. No, facts. No, I'm glad that you were able to study as well and know the culture of that shit, because where it comes from. Because true, big niggas, we can do the player shit too and talk to the ladies and get the ladies. You dig? We got. Never mind. I'm just keep that line. Talk about the relationship with you and Red in the Building. Like, how did you catch wind of Red in the Building? Like, how did you get these beat selections? Was y'all in the studio together, or he sent them through email? How does this happen?
honestly, through Instagram, like just seeing, you know, he posts up his beats, beat packs all the time. So hearing them, being like, man, it just started off with one track that I hit him up for. I was like, man, this is good. And then he kept posting more and more. And then we did a few custom beats together. So just a collection of all those. I was like, man, I have enough for a project. Let's start working on that. To be honest, me and Red haven't even tapped in with each other in person.
Oh, that's wild.
It's all through Instagram. And, you know, we've kept in touch through Instagram and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's just collecting all those beats, putting something together that sounds cohesive, picking the right beats for me, and going from there.
That's the internet.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's the internet.
Y'all ain't mad. Y'all only probably like 10 miles away from each other, man.
I know. I know, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy to think that we haven't, like, ran into each other
at events. So
Yeah.
y'all might have been at the same event,
Low-key.
too. You feel me? So that
I just probably didn't know him at the time. Like, yeah.
dang. So y'all, that's crazy. Okay. Okay. All right. So, the name Sin Dudas, like without a doubt, Why did that name? Where did that name come from?
The name came from just basically me having doubts about this music shit, not knowing where I was going with it. I had been working on a project for a couple years now that just had no direction. I was putting out singles, and I didn't feel like they were good enough to put them all in one collection, an album or EP. Just not knowing. But then once I got my hands on these beats, I knew exactly where I was going with it. Going to New York last year, going on tour, performing these quote unquote West Coast, type of beats, type of songs, and they're receiving it very well. You hear a lot like, oh, they don't listen to West Coast music outside of like Southwest of the United States. They don't listen to that shit in New York. They don't listen to that shit in Atlanta. But then going over there, performing these type of songs, and they love it. That's when I knew, like, man, I gotta stop doubting myself. I know what I'm doing now. Just stay focused, lock in, get that shit done.
How did you? Is this your first time working with like one producer on an EP?
This is as Alma. This is the first project. So this is my first like project that I put out. But yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've locked in just one producer and put out a whole project with them.
That's not bad. Not bad. First time. This is Sin Alma's first EP album out.
Yeah.
On DSPs.
Yeah, on DS. Well, I used to go by a different name back in the days.
Okay.
So I had a couple of projects out under that name, but as Sin Alma, since 2016, this is the first project.
Okay.
First album, yeah.
Yeah, because you started rapping, I thought it said start rapping in 2017, but 16.
Well, yeah. Like,
okay.
the Mask I got in 2016, the first single I put out in 2017.
All right. Can you talk about your debut single, The Chase? Like, what was your mindset at, and like, you from The Chase to Sin Dudas right now? Like, where's the growth, the mindset, like?
It's still there. The Chase was... I was locked in with my boy Alex Reeves Music. He's an EDM producer, but him and I locked in and started working on hip hop together. And at the time, I was kind of going through the change, right? I used to go by A Fresh, and then I was like, nah, I need something new. This isn't working. I put the mask on, got it designed, and then I was like, all right, now the music needs to match it. I can't just be a guy in a mask. I have to make sure everything matches. So I had to come aggressive with it, and The Chase was basically just me reintroducing myself, to the world. From there to now, I mean, the mission is still the same thing, man. Don't stop. Keep going.
With the mask, did you have like a beach moment when you was like, I'm gonna put the mask on? Or like, how did that come about? Because a lot of those artists that have like, gimmicks, personas,
right,
characters, they put on masks. MF Doom, you know, other people like Slick Rick has the motherfucking eye patch,
right?
So like the identity of the mask. Can you talk about that? Because like say LA culture as well, people have masks. They put on a mask like dancers and stuff. They do it. They do it because they're not scared. It's like they're what's the damn word? They're not scared or embarrassed. They're just hiding their fear. That like it's their protection. You know how like people like perform, they have glasses on so they don't see the crowd, or they don't see the crowd, don't see their eyes or something like that. Is it something like that?
I wouldn't say it's really that deep. It's more I grew up loving wrestling. Like, WWE was my shit from as early as I can remember. 3 years old, I grew up watching it and loving it, and my favorite, being Mexican American, like my favorite, I always gravitated towards the Rey Mysterios, the Eddie Guerreros, a lot of the luchadors that were in WWE and in Mexico. So I just always carried that with me. I loved the mask. Anytime I would go to like Olvera Street growing up, or even going to TJ growing up, like that's where I would gravitate towards. So I always loved it. It's always been in my heart, always been in my blood. So when I was thinking of changing up, the name and everything, I was like, what can I bring with me that represents who I am as a person? And this is naturally like the first thing. I was like, I'm gonna put on a luchador mask. But I also said, if I'm gonna do it, I have to do it right. I can't just wear the mask sometimes and in other videos not have it. Like, I have to fully commit. I have to be the luchador. Like, I have to be the fucking wrestler. You don't see, I mean, Rey Mysterio is probably not the best, example, but like, when he's in the ring, that thing doesn't come off. If it comes off, that's like a huge disgrace when it comes to, you know, the culture of lucha libre. So I make sure I have it on at all times.
Hey, so in hip hop, you know how niggas get their chains snatched?
Yeah.
With
Don't come snatching this
with
mask.
you is gonna get that mask snatched.
Don't come snatching
Unmask
this mask.
him! Fuck up! Fuck your chain! Fuck your mask, nigga! Oh, that's how many masks have you like got personally designed?
So it's the same design, but I've gone through 4 of them.
You gone through 4, or do you have like multiple choices?
I have So I have 3 of them. I lost the first one.
How'd you lose one? Somebody snatched it?
Nah, nobody snatched it. I was
You gave it to a girl?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I was shout out Skinny Millions. That's the homie. I was at Skinny's album release party. It was probably 2018, 2019, around there, and I had it with me. I had it on. And this is where I was like, okay, I can't take this thing off, because I did take it off. Had it in my pocket, hanging out, and at some point throughout the night, I lost it. Retraced my steps, never found it. So there's probably somebody out there.
Somebody got your shit on
Yeah,
right
somebody
now.
has it. Somebody has it for
somebody
sure.
came up that day. You was talking about your Mexican American culture and talking about was it Alvera Street?
Alvera Street. Yeah.
Alvera Street. That's in LA, right?
Yeah.
So I remember going to that street as like for field trips in school.
Yeah.
And I loved it. They had nothing but just culture out there and something different and new, you know. And it was just, I was like, this is how they was like, this is how it is in Mexico type shit. I'm like, for real?
Yeah,
I'm like,
a little taste of it, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I was like, oh, that's dope, you know. So that was like my first time ever getting like introduced to like a whole new like culture or heritage, you know,
right.
versus going to like the San Fernando Mission, like, you know,
right, yeah.
over there. But like going to Alvera Street, I was like, this is lit.
Yeah, I feel like San Fernando Mission, that's more like Catholic culture and stuff like that. But when you go to Alvera Street, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's like the original like LA, like that's where they settled.
Okay, for real? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I believe so. You can check that, but
yeah, check us. Let us know in the comments.
let
please.
me know if I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
It's all happens.
But,
it's life, you know.
But yeah, like it gives you that taste of like, you know, being in Mexico and stuff like that. They have good food out there. Restaurants that have been there from, you know, years. Shops that have been there for years. So yeah, you definitely get that taste of it.
Oh yeah, if you ain't been out there, go check that street out. Go check out the little vendors they have, the restaurants. Shit's pretty good if I remember from like going back from high school. Yeah. So the mask thing one more time. You recently performed at Concrete's Power 106 host. I think he had like a comedy show or something like that.
Yeah.
And you got to perform one of your tracks.
Yeah.
But guess the fuck what? You had no fucking mask on.
I didn't have the mask.
So like how did that happen? Did they select you? Did you volunteer?
Yeah.
And like, how do you disobey your own rules?
Yeah, that one was a hard one, honestly. It was my first time ever performing without the mask. Like, it felt weird. I haven't done it in years. But we shout out to the homie Caesar. I'll give him a lot of shout outs today.
Yeah, shout out Let You Tell the Podcast.
Shout out Podcast. Shout out Richie, Valley Unified. We actually just went to the show as fans, and we were in the front row. And you know, front row at a comedy show, they're just fucking with you the whole time, asking questions. We got burned by one of the opening one of the hosts. He was going crazy on us.
Imagine you had the mask on.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But Concrete and Duno basically were just like, oh, how do you guys know each other? And I told him, you know, I know Caesar because he has a podcast. Concrete was like, yeah, nobody's ever heard of it. All fucked up. And then he asked, like, what I do. I was like, oh, I make music. He's like, get up here right now. You're not going to say no. You feel me? Opportunity is opportunity. As soon as it knocks on the door, you answer it. So I got up there, played the song, performed it. You know, they were, you know, fucking around in the back, but they fucked with it. And yeah, that's how that happened, man. Just getting me out the crowd.
Oh, that's dope. Never disrespect Let You Tell the Podcast with Caesar. Everybody heard that shit, you heard?
Everybody heard that shit. That's Valley's fucking podcast right
motherfuckers
there.
over there talking shit, man. Nah, I know they was just joking around,
was
you
just
know.
fucking with
I
us,
bet you
bro. It was
motherfuckers
awesome.
follow that shit after you dig, you know.
For
like, what
sure.
the fuck is that? Let you tell it. So, it's all good. Speaking of Power 106, like, how did you feel when your music getting played on Power 106? You was a part of a couple of contests with Rocrans Vic and all that. Yeah. And they played your shit on live on the air. How did did that feel? Like
that was
grinding so hard and listening to the radio for so long.
Yeah.
You know, finally getting your shit played on Power 106. How does that feel?
It feels amazing, bro. It was surreal. Like, as an upcoming artist, you hope and you dream that like one day my music can be played on the radio. People are gonna hear it all around LA, the world. But you don't, until it happens, you don't know what it's gonna feel like. And I just remember just being in my car, like, just with my phone, listening to it, just like, damn, this is crazy.
Was you
Just
parked
saying
or
that,
driving?
Huh? I was parked. I work at a school, day job, so like we were off around that time. So I was just in my driveway, just.
Oh man, if you was in the school out back in the day, turn that shit all the way down. Listen to that on the radio.
That would have been crazy too. But yeah, man, it was just so surreal. Just having like my mom on the way to work, listening to that. My cousins, my tias, like my friends, all of my like people that support me, listening to that on the way to work or school or wherever they're going, and hitting me up, be like, "Oh my gosh, do you know you're on the radio?" Like, yeah, trust me, I know. And just the fact that it wasn't just, oh, well, let's play this, freestyle, whatever. They had a whole segment on me. Like, they played that shit 4 times back to back, and they were like jamming to it. And not only that, but it's people that I respect. Like, I've been a fan of Letty since she was back with Big Boy. I was in high school. I've been a fan of Dudas, seeing him on Instagram grinding.
Shout out Brown Bags.
Vic, who found the video. He's the one who had the contest at the time. Sending my video to everybody else, and asking like, oh, does anybody know who this guy is? Luckily, somebody that worked with them at the time knew who I was, and like, oh yeah, that's the homie. We gotta play it on the radio. It's just crazy, man. Everything it happened so fast too.
Everything lined up.
I posted the video. Within the hour, they were hitting me up. The next morning, it was on the radio.
Yeah, but that's another thing, taking chances on those contests people provide and give you opportunities. So you never know. You just take a shot and upload, press send. You
Don't
dig?
be scared, man.
Press post.
You never know who's watching. Honestly,
that too, especially on the internet. You don't, especially once you hit that send and the post and upload, you don't know where the engagement's gonna go. You don't know where the algorithm's gonna put it on somebody's feed. So
exactly,
especially with the contest. So that's dope. And somebody in the camp of Rosecrans Vic knew who he was, so that's even better. All right, man. You created an 818 playlist, and it gets updated weekly.
I try my best.
You try your best.
Yeah, it honestly depends on if we're dropping.
No, but I feel true that.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I'm glad you did that. Because I was thinking about doing that, but I'm like, I can't. It's too many. I got other artists. I got other cities. I got cater to as well.
Right.
But I'm so glad that you did that, because when I go on there and look at new artists, I'm like, oh, this is somebody new I never heard of. Yeah. So thank you for doing that. Can you talk about why did you create the 818 playlist and the reasons for it?
There's so much talent, bro. There's so many talented. It's not even just because the playlist is mostly rap, right? It's a lot of rap, some R&B in there, but the Valley's full of talent, bro. There's a lot of bands out there coming out the Valley. There's a lot of just, creative vloggers, podcasters, clothing brands, everything. So I just wanted to highlight the rap side. Like we have, shout out Skinny, shout out Sochi, shout out ATM Danny, going crazy right now. Shout out just everybody on the playlist. But I wanted to put a highlight on that because we see each other at shows, we got a huge network of all of us that are coming up together, and there's no reason why LA should get all the love. We gotta put on for the Valley too.
Always, you got to. So if you could describe the 818 music scene right now, like in the direction it's going, how do you describe it?
That's a good question. I don't know how to describe it. I just know that everyone's grinding. Everyone's grinding. Shout out Vonnie Ocho. You wearing the Valley Side hat right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He got the collab with Beeps. Like, that's insane, Like, first off, who thinks of that? And then who's able to actually put that shit together?
Execute it,
Vonnie. And he got the song with Airplane James right now going crazy. I think all of us are just in a good space. I think this is the best place that the Valley, hip-hop underground scene has been in a very long time, because all of us are just after it right now.
But what I'm really loving is people are not just putting out music; they're actually learning like the music game and business of how to like be actual artists and professional music, rappers, artists, whatever you want to call yourself, but
businessmen at this point.
Businessmen, yeah. They're learning the business of music, so they're just not relying on the music. They're diving into merch, they're diving into technology, they're diving into engineering, producing, so
100%.
So that's what I love to see over the last couple of years of the Valley Artists. Music always gonna be there. You feel me? Like,
and also you kind of being the one to like, I don't want to say you set it off, but I feel like after that 818 cipher that we all did, like, it's just been crazy.
Oh man, I brought that back because I was like, man, we need something, and I wanted to do an 818 day. 818 day, they had the fucking the pop up in North Hollywood, Vonnie Ocho.
I feel like those two things together were like, this is us. I also put out the playlist on that day.
You put out the playlist. Who else? Somebody else dropped that day. Fuck.
Skinny?
Was it Skinny that dropped that day, or was it Banco? Somebody else dropped a project that day, so it all helped everybody's engagement.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot who dropped that day. Whoever dropped that day on 818 day, don't put it against me, man. I totally forgot. But
that was a beautiful day too, man. Just being out there at the event, people performing, the people showing up, like, it was packed. It's crazy. I've never seen an event like that, and just everyone was showing love. Everyone was like, there was no bullshit going on. Like, nobody was fighting, no drama. Everyone was just there to show love and support. Like,
it's facts. No, it's facts. And I did the 818 ciphers, man, for like a couple of years. Then I think COVID happened, and like after COVID, like before COVID happened, like we had a wave of artists of Valley shit, like how it was going on. You feel me? Then COVID happened. Then just life hit a lot of people, artists, and a lot of careers stopped, or they just say, I'm about to go be a civilian or 9 to 5, or like nothing's wrong with that, but
that shit almost got me too. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I feel it didn't get me. I was hustling during the pandemic. I said, fuck that, I was doing this, but at the same time, like, it stopped a lot of artists from the Valley to do music, or it made them pursue other things.
Yeah.
And they put music on the back burner, or even some have fucking kids, and when that come into picture, it's like, I gotta go get a fucking steady job and be a supporting father or mother, whatever you want to do, because girls was rapping too at the time.
Yeah.
That I knew, so that's how I felt. But now I feel like we have that group of bunch, that's coming with full force with knowledge and music, and merchandise and branding and marketing now. So, and relationships. That's another thing I feel like a lot of Valley artists is doing right now. They're building the right relationships. They're aligning themselves with the right people, and they're going to the right events to go build those relationships and be around the right people. Yep. And they're not just staying in the Valley. They're traveling. They're moving. We're going on that 405, that 110. You feel me? That
even
10.
Out of state now.
Even out of state, yeah. We're even building relationships out of state now. So when they come to the Valley, they be like, or come to LA, they be like, what's the Valley? This is the Valley scene. You feel me? This is what we out here for. I just wish the Valley had like more places to perform at, or like bars that had stages and stuff like that. Like they took a lot of bars out of the Valley. So now that's why I just feel like how it is. We just need to get like some places in the Valley where we could have a hub of like performances or something like that. So that's how I feel.
I feel the same way. I mean, doing the smaller shows that I was doing at like Witch's Brew and North Hill.
Yeah.
With Scotland Yard Pub out in I think that's Canoga. Mm-hmm. Like, those are cool and all, but like, it needs to be bigger, bro. We need to really come together and get a venue that we can call home base and just put on shows, man, every so often.
That's the same thing I'm saying. I totally agree, man. All right, you have this series that you on season 2 now called Big Back Activities.
Yes, sir.
The content, the first season you did all burger reviews.
That was that was like a series within the series. I started that.
Okay, you did the series of the series. Okay.
Yeah. So Big Back Activities is a food review show that I do on my Instagram and TikTok. Mm-hmm. I started it because I had seen so many like amazing places on Instagram, TikTok that I want to try, but I'm kind of a homebody. I'm not gonna lie. So I needed an excuse to get out the house and go and start trying these places. Said might as well film content. The idea started when we were in New York on tour. Shout out my boy Hoata. We were in New York and we were going around. I had never had chopped cheese before, so I had to go try that. I wanted to see what the hype was about the pizza out there because everyone was like, it's the best pizza in the world. So we tried that, and then a couple other, New York or East Coast staples. And I was just reviewing them on, like, my close friend's story, and people were like, yo, you got to do this. Like, so when we came back home, I hit the ground running, me and my cousin, who, he's the one who has all the fire food spots. We started going to all these different places, and we finally got to smash burgers. That's, like, one of my favorite foods. Or, like, my favorite thing to go get. And
I need like a 3x3 smash burger every time just to feel fulfilled.
I feel you.
Like a single or
at
double.
At least a double, honestly.
Like a single or double is like I'm just eating bread.
A single for sure. You're just eating bread.
I need 3 at least. I need at least 3 just to feel like I'm eating a McDouble or something.
Right. With the burgers though, it was like a thing of one of my favorite spots. This was pre-pandemic. One of my favorite spots was in the Valley. It was called Brick Burgers. And then...
Brick. Yeah, I had a drunk night one time and I went to Brick Burgers over there and I had a hot Cheeto one. And 20 minutes later, when I was pulling back up to the homies, shout out Jason in the Cave LA, I threw up all that shit. Threw up all Brick Burgers, hot Cheetos and all. Nothing but red shit. Just, a lot of alcohol, though. It was a lot of alcohol.
Well, I mean, shout out. I don't know what happened to them. That was the thing. They just disappeared on me one day. And
smash burgers became like a thing then. Like, restaurants started popping up and everybody started doing smash burgers. And
it could easily be that, but I just like...
Or I got sick and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Or they just moved on from it. I remember they were young kids from, like, CSUN, so... Maybe they graduated and they got their money and headed out. But they had one of my favorite smash burgers. So me and my cousin were always looking for like something that could compare to it or that was close to it. So that's where the series kind of started off from, going around to all the most popular smash burger spots in LA and San Fernando Valley. We found the best one, and yeah.
Which one's the best one?
My favorite was Goldburger out in Highland Park. They had the pastrami on the smash burger. That's a little bit cheating because I kind of went regular with the rest of them, but that one, hands down.
I like smash burgers, but they got overpopulated everywhere. It's just like, what's different between your smash burger and this smash burger?
It's like the hot chicken.
Like it's more.
It's
like the hot chicken. It's like the fucking birria. Yep. All that shit. Like
when LA gets like their hands on some different shit, they
go ham with it.
Crazy.
Like what was them Gouda balls at one point too? Like them little hot Cheeto balls and shit with the
mac and cheese
inside, all that.
Crab boils.
All the seafood boils.
Oh, yeah, all that shit. So it's like, I don't know if that's everywhere, but I know definitely.
Well, right now I see it with the Dubai chocolate strawberries.
Yes, that's new right now. Yeah, Dubai chocolate. Yeah, but I didn't know the chocolate. Yeah, now with the strawberries. Yeah, they adding the strawberry. I don't eat strawberries like that, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like I'm seeing a new stand pop up like on every block. I'm like, shit. Where you guys getting all this chocolate from?
Yeah, I don't trust it.
That's what I told my cousin too. I was like, this can't all be Dubai chocolate. Some of this just has to be regular ass chocolate.
Yeah.
What makes it Dubai chocolate? Like, is it the pistachios? I haven't looked into it.
I gotta see what's inside the chocolate. Like, it's not chocolate.
Is that what it is?
It's some
cacao content.
It's like some
over like a certain.
It's like green shit, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is.
No, so like the cocoa plant that makes the chocolate, the cacao content. It's what makes the chocolate fancier. So it's over like 70%. This is like high class chocolate. This is like chocolate you paying like hundreds.
Okay, so you're saying that some of these fools got to be stepping on that shit. Like it's not, how like it's not pure, dog. It's not pure.
It gotta be ripped off chocolate.
Yeah, like don't make it called like Dubai chocolate.
Yeah,
Dubai chocolate strawberries, but they're using Hershey's.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's Pennsylvania chocolate, bro. That's not Dubai shit.
I don't trust that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So season 2, what are you targeting this season? Are you doing like one target? Or are you doing just multiple like different choices of variations of foods?
I want to focus more on guests right now. Okay. Just having people come.
Yeah, we're supposed to do a Philly cheesesteak,
and we still are. I promise
we're supposed to do a Philly cheesesteak. There's a couple of spots out there that do their pop-ups.
Yeah, we still are. I promise. I want to do more guests. Have people come try the food with me, so it's not just me. You know, like so it's not just my opinion. It's your opinion, our opinions. Give it out to the people, but I want to go to where my guests either grew up eating or something that represents their culture, their brand, something like that. You know.
Oh, if you do that, I gotta take you to shit. We could do the Philly cheesesteak for sure, but I gotta take you to Wings to Go on Crenshaw down the street. I gotta give you them ATL specials.
Ooh.
Yeah, that shit.
I'm ready.
Yeah, they fire. Fire. Fire.
I'm
I
ready.
don't care about no Okie dog.
Oh, yeah, fire.
I don't care about that.
Used to be.
All right. So you got the mask on, and you say you're a big wrestling fan.
Yes, sir.
What is your thoughts on Raw moving to Netflix? Are you a fan of it, or are you like, man, they should stick to fucking just television?
I'm a fan of it just because like I don't have cable, bro. Like
Okay.
it's harder for me to keep up with like the other shows that are on right now. But Netflix, it's easy. I don't have to watch it live. I get home from work or whatever I'm doing after. Just pop it on, watch it, skip through the commercials.
They still got commercials on Netflix for it?
Yeah.
Netflix has ads now.
Oh, it's crazy.
Well, yeah. Netflix has ads, but in general, like they
For
have
shit like that, probably.
for like the live broadcast, they have like commercials. You got like Snickers commercials and shit. So it's just easier, It's shorter. I think Raw typically when it was on USA it was like 3 hours, but now they kind of they've been cutting it down to like 2.5, 2 hours. So it's not like.
What's your thoughts on that? Do you like that or you hate that?
I like
As
it
a fan.
as long as it works. You don't want like a long show with a bunch of filler. You kind of want everything to matter, and I think since they've been on Netflix, they've been pretty good about that. Just making every segment and every match matter.
Okay, I feel that. Yeah, I remember SmackDown used to be Fridays or Thursdays
Yeah, it used to be. I think. Yeah.
on Channel 13.
Yep. UPN.
Yeah, UPN, I believe it was.
Yeah.
You just came back from Vegas because WrestleMania was out in Vegas, right?
No, I didn't go to.
You didn't go to Vegas?
I didn't go to Vegas. I wanted to. Those tickets were.
Where the fuck was
great.
you at?
I was. We're at some bar in Sherman Oaks.
I swear that shit looked like Vegas. I thought these motherfuckers was in Vegas. I thought they just went to Vegas but didn't go to fucking.
Nah.
See my story. I was looking at your stories. That's why.
Yeah. I wish, man. That was since they announced they were gonna go to Vegas. That was the plan. But then those tickets dropped, and I was like, damn. They were taxing, bro.
They don't do payment plans on those type of tickets.
They do, but even then, it was like because WrestleMania is 2 days now. So I went when they came to SoFi a couple years ago, WrestleMania 39. 39. And I bought two 2-day combo tickets. The price of that, 2 of them, was the price of one day ticket at a higher level in Vegas.
Damn.
And I was just like, damn.
That's why I went to the one after. I went to the Raw after that one.
You went to the Raw after WrestleMania 39? Yeah. Just, those prices were already crazy, but it's like, damn, going to Vegas, you got to find a place to stay. You can't just, you you can't just go one day. I feel like you have to go both days.
Oh, see, you could just do it one day.
Could have.
Like, but like, does
You can't do it
the
right.
first day like roll over into the second day of like storylines and shit, or
Nah,
is it like a whole new show?
They build up so many matches.
Yeah.
It takes 2 days to do it all.
Yeah. So, like,
I'm talking to the interviewer, nigga.
My fault.
It's 2 days because there's just so many matches. Before they started the 2 days, WrestleMania was like an 8-hour thing, bro. It was a whole Sunday, the whole day from like 2 p.m. all the way to like 11, bro. So it's like they had to cut it up into 2 days. And yeah, man, the storylines from day 1 typically don't roll over into day 2. Last year, WrestleMania 40, they kind of did, with the whole Roman Reigns versus Cody thing, because on the first night there was like a tag team match, and then that kind of made the stipulation for the main event of night 2.
Does anybody in night 1 perform in night 2?
Like I said, it's usually like the main event.
Night events. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But for the most part, they try and keep it separate.
Who's your favorite wrestler of all time, man?
All time? That's hard.
All time.
I'll just go ahead because I got the shirt on. Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero, rest in
R.I.P.
peace. I love when he used to come in those damn lowriders and hydraulics and shit.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I always gravitated towards, like seeing myself in that. Like growing up, like you see lowriders and stuff. You see all the oldie cars and the the bombers, and then seeing him come out to like his theme song was kind of hip hop, but it was super Latin. Like that shit.
If you had to do a WrestleMania of like a heavyweight champion match of like some old school versus a new school, who would you want to see right now?
Dead or alive?
Yeah, dead or alive.
I've always wanted to see Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles.
They both alive, right?
Yeah. But I had Eddie and Dom Mysterio
but
first.
AJ Styles though?
Dog, you weren't there. Nah. When he was in TNA, he was a beast. And he came to
I never watched TNA.
Yeah.
So AJ Styles?
AJ Styles is one of my favorite all time.
For
bro.
real?
Yeah.
What?
He's in my top 5.
Never heard no shit like that.
AJ Styles is
what
a monster.
The fuck?
His New Japan stuff is crazy.
The pop that he had when he
first came to WWE, bro, it was a complete surprise. Like nobody really knew like that. And then he came out at the Royal Rumble, and people are like listening to the music, like who the fuck is this? All you see is I Am Phenomenal, and then the crowd goes crazy. He comes out. He didn't win that Royal Rumble, but I think the year after he won his the WWE Championship. He has great matches with John Cena. He has great matches. AJ Styles is a beast.
I fuck with John Cena, but mine, I love The Rock, man. That was mine. I would love to see Undertaker versus Andre the Giant.
That would go crazy.
Who?
Undertaker versus Andre the Giant.
Undertaker versus Andre the Giant.
I also was thinking like newer stuff, right? Like Eddie Guerrero versus Dom Mysterio. I think that would be like a sleeper match. Like it would be crazy to see that because I think Dom Mysterio, although his dad is Rey Mysterio, I think he models his style after Eddie.
If I can go back in time right now and to rewatch a match, I will rewatch a TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs with Edge, Christian, and the Dudley Brothers.
And the Hardys?
Yeah.
Man,
that's their match, bro.
That shit right there, when that shit was created and this motherfucker was hanging on the belt and falling on the ladders.
There's 2 pay-per-views that I remember from growing up that, like, if I could rewatch for the first time again, I would. It's WrestleMania 21 because that's the one. It was in LA. It was at the Staples Center. That's where Cena wins his first championship, his first world championship. Batista wins his first world championship. You get Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, which is a classic match. It was the opening match. And then you get the very first Money in the Bank match.
Ooh.
And that's where Edge wins the briefcase.
Fire. Ooh.
That
he cashes in.
That's when he cashed in on John Cena
that
later.
Bullshit ass, yeah.
After the elimination chamber.
What's one wrestler that you hated at first and you fell in love later on?
Randy Orton. As a kid.
Same here! I'm gonna say Randy Orton was my motherfucker. I hated that motherfucker. Then when he became champion, and I think I liked him after he became champion because when he kept cheating when he was champion, I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, just lose. You feel me? Like, just take it as a man. But after he came back from injury and like regained his shit and I was like that RKO, man. I love that shit.
I hated Randy Orton and Edge.
Okay,
yeah.
I hated Edge too. Yeah. Edge took a nigga bitch.
He got his bitch.
He took a nigga bitch, man. So hey, shout out Edge though. Yeah, he's still wrestling too. You know,
old ass bro.
But like, how much you think wrestlers is really getting paid?
They're getting paid. Yeah, it depends on like who they are, but like the top guys are getting paid like millions now.
Millions now?
Yeah.
It is a big ass company now, you know.
Like the Roman Reigns and like the CM Punks and Seth Rollins, easily like upwards of 10 mil.
Okay. I fucks with it. All right, St. Alma. All right, man. What's your favorite part about Sylmar? Like, you know, like what's a good, if I went to Sylmar and like I wasn't from here and all that, what would you take a nigga to eat?
In Sylmar,
Yeah.
Nico's Burgers.
Nico's Burgers?
Yeah, it's a truck. And they got, everything, bro. Chili cheese fries, burgers. It's low key like kind of like a Keys or
okay.
But in a truck.
In a truck.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
Queens, yeah.
Where they located?
Where is that? That's over there on Glen Oaks. I don't know what the street is, but it's in between like where the damn CVS and like the Big Lots are at over there on Glen Oaks.
Hubbard?
A little, yeah, but you gotta go down Glen Oaks.
You gotta go down Glen Oaks. Okay. All right, I'm gonna check that out. They there every day?
Yeah, cash only. You know.
Oh, I hate that shit.
I hate that shit too. I don't go often because I like.
I'm like, you can't just Apple Pay that nigga like that
Exactly.
or something like tap. Like, oh my god.
Either that or if you're looking for like a Mexican. Most of the food I get is off of like trucks or stands. At this point, I barely go to like restaurants. But Mi Ranchito, that's over there on Glen Oaks as well, a little further in front of the Bank of America. That's just fire too. Or no, Foothill. Sorry, Foothill.
Okay. Send Dudas. You got how many videos you got out for this? How many you gonna put out?
I'm thinking more just doing like the IG reels and TikToks. Okay. You know, short form.
Short form content.
Yeah. So right now I just have the one music video for "Show Me Love" featuring Danny Zico. That's out on my YouTube right now. But as far as like short form, I want to do one for every song. So I've been thinking of ideas. I put one out for my song Chico's. Went over down to round 1, just started filming in there. I also did one for, what was it? I don't remember the other one. Oh, I did it for Plugged In Freestyle with CS Johnny.
Yeah,
we just did a mic drop in front of the Circus Liquor. And yeah, I think it came out pretty solid.
Yes, sir.
I've been filming them myself, so I've been trying to like learn how to edit, do all that stuff, and make everything look nice.
Hey, cut out the middleman. Just put out the content. That's what it is. So people can see you staying consistent and just stay in people's faces.
Exactly.
Staying on their timelines. Like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. You ain't work. While you sleeping, I'm working.
Exactly.
And
just learning, bro. I just want to be able to do it all, honestly. I used to produce some of my own tracks. I kind of slowed down on that, but I would like to get back into that. The video editing part and shooting and all that. I want to dive more, deep into that as well.
Did you record this project yourself?
No. Shout out to Danny Zico, the Room Z in Canoga Park. He recorded the whole project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fire. All right, man. Appreciate you for pulling up and giving us your time and blessing us with your music, man.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get out here, what's a quote or affirmation you live by?
I'll go with one from Nip. I know perfect timing feels like I'm too late, but I know I'm still great in spite of my mistakes.
Hey, rest in peace, great Nip.
R.I.P.
Hey, send Alma, send Dudas out right now. You feel me? You know what that stands for? You feel me? Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, I'm about to whoop your ass. Without a doubt, we about to level the fuck up. You
That's
dig?
right.
Yeah, that's what it is. Without a doubt, don't have doubt in your motherfucking stuff. Press that post button. Send that shit. You dig? Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
No,
the worst they can say is no.
That's all. That's the worst thing somebody can tell you in this world is no. That is facts.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us. Follow Straight Trunk Radio SODTR_. Make sure you follow me personally, Bankhead _ the name. Send Alma where they follow you at, where they get your music.
They can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Seen Alma Music, and Seen Alma on all streaming platforms.
Seen Alma in the motherfucking house, Straight Trunk Radio. Make sure you go stream that. Send Dudas out right now. Hey, we out.
Yes, sir.